Edwards. I'm a certified personal trainer and as a nutritionist, and so is my husband, who's on the other side of the camera. So today we are going to make a healthy dessert, and the one I chose for today is going to be a vegan pumpkin cookie. And so first thing, I'm going to just get all the ingredients together. So the first thing that we're going to need is going to be 2 and a quarter cups of whole wheat flour, pastry flour, which I have already measured that out. 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. So make sure that you get the teaspoon here, and we're going to do 1.5. I can kind of just stick that inside and pour that right into the cup. All right. The next one is going to be a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. A little spice mess. All right. So we need 3/4 cup. So when I need to open up things, I'm going to measure that right in there. Sugar. Okay. And I try to keep anything that I open up, especially if they're in bags or if they're flour or anything, in some Ziplocs so that they will stay fresh over time. If you have a glass container or something like that, you can put yours in there. Then I'll just put that in the cabinet. 1/2 cup of solid coconut oil. So we don't eat a lot of oil. And I actually had to go buy this because to be hard. So if you have something that's not hard, you'll need to put it in the refrigerator for about 1 hour or 2 to let it get firm so that you can use it in the recipe. All right, we're just going to keep scooping out until we can get 1/2 cup filled. A measuring cup will help you to know at least about how much you take. A little tiny bit more for whatever's left. All right, so that's our 1/2 cup of coconut, 1/2 cup of unseasoned pumpkin puree. So we have the pumpkin right here. We'll just open this up real quick. Now you can make your own by putting it in buying a pumpkin, cutting it in half, and putting it into the oven for about 45 minutes to 1 hour after you take all the seeds out of it and put it in the oven, and then you will see that it will come out nice and soft. However, you can also buy it in cans. For that into our container. Okay, and so altogether you'll need about 11 ingredients, 10 or 11. Salt's on here 2 times. The next thing we need would be 5 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. We have our maple syrup. So we have used this before, obviously, so the top is a little tight. And our next ingredient are 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract here. Let's go ahead and get our 2 teaspoons. And the last ingredient, well, the next to last ingredient will be 1 cup of vegan chocolate chips. This is a cup. I will just go ahead and fill that up on the bag. Okay, last ingredient is going to be some salt, which will be 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And it says flaky salt, but I'm going to just go ahead and use the Himalayan salt. There you have it. Here are all of our ingredients that we're going to need to make these cookies. So it doesn't take that long to put these together. And what we will do next is we'll mix the dry ingredients, and then we'll mix the wet ingredients, and then we'll go from there. Okay. This would be great if you have one of those stand, but I don't have stand mixers, but I don't have one of those right now. So we'll do the flour, the pumpkin spice, dump that in. You're gonna dump in your baking soda and your salt. Okay, and we are going to just whisk all of that together, try to make sure that it's evenly distributed. Just a couple of minutes on that. Then step 3 will be to beat in the brown sugar. Well, I should say we're going to set this aside first. Okay? Keep these dry ingredients on the side. And then we're going to add our brown sugar along with the oil, the coconut oil. Go back to one. Try to put in a little extra because I know I won't get out every drop. But anyway, so then we're going to whisk these together for a while. As you can see, it is combined. We want to go ahead and add in our pumpkin puree. So that beep behind me means that the stove is ready. The stove has reached 375. So we're going to put in our pumpkin puree. And blend that in as well. Usually about a minute or two would be good enough. Again, I like to make sure we get all the edges up from the bottom, and there's no grease or no coconut oil just laying down there, down in the crevices. And then blend it up again. So as you can see, it's starting to get kind of creamy there. And we're going to add the maple syrup and vanilla next. And we're going to keep stirring some more. We have our maple syrup and our vanilla extract. And we are just going to keep blending it, see? So, it's looking pretty good so far. It smells pretty good. Usually you can tell that it's been evenly distributed when it's all one color. If you see it light on one side or really dark on another side, you know you need to still keep stirring it. The next thing we want to do is we want to mix the two combinations together. All right, and I just want to make sure I haven't skipped any steps here. You can look at the batter right there. We're going to mix in this batter. And I do believe I am going to use my food processor for this because I think it probably would get better distributed if I do that. I'm going to pour in a little bit of it, of the dry mixture on top. Put the top back on and mix it a little bit at the bottom. Just kind of pulse it a little bit. I'm going to just go ahead and dump the rest of this in there. And let's see how we can get that blended up. tempted to add a little more puree, but let's keep going for a minute. Okay, so once you have blended all the ingredients together, you should have a pretty good cookie dough type of consistency. And the only thing you need to do in the end is add, which I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of salt and the cup of chocolate chips rather, into our pumpkin mix, and kind of just fold that over to get it blended inside. You can use a wooden spoon or any kind of spoon you like. And that looks like it's folded over pretty well. So what I'm going to try to do is use a ice cream scoop to hopefully try to get the same size on my cookies. So put that there, maybe about 3 inches or so apart. There goes nothing. And I'm going to set my timer for 11 minutes, but I will check on them periodically. So the timer goes by so. Okay, as you can see, the timer has gone off, and we are going to pull out our cookies. And voila! All right, so we need to let these cookies, they feel pretty good. We need to let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then we will transfer them onto a cooling top. And then once they cool completely down, you are free to eat the cookies, and you are free to eat and enjoy. Pumpkin spice cookies. Vegan. Very healthy for you.